place right now, just finding a good pick to have it on. For all y'all just coming in now, I'm finna start the video live shortly. I'm just giving some space and time for everybody to get up in here, basically. All right. So yeah, I should add some background music. You know what I'm saying? Some background music. Man, it's like a skeeter in here somewhere. It always be on that groove. Yeah. But I'm finna start shortly. Just give me like either like 30 to a minute or 30. Look, hold on. Just letting some of the people get in here. We'll be starting shortly. All right, all right. All right, we're finna get started very, very shortly, just in a couple seconds. Just let some people get in here. We're finna start now, though. Whether they in here or not, we're finna start now. If they come in, whatever. You can fast forward to the video and stuff like that. When it gets published, but starting it out, I'm talking about what they talk about the truth about life. Now I'm gonna slow this down and make it straight to the point with it because at the end of the day, this is for people that are spiritual or at least understanding these things from a broader perspective. You see what I'm saying? Understanding um different perceptions and perspectives from a broader uh, perspective, not just looking at it from the mundane everyday living spectrum of things. You see what I'm saying? Because I realize YouTube done cut down on a lot of different shit too. Because it's like they're trying to put certain videos out there if they follow on a certain algorithm. But I ain't even trying to get into that. But basically, the truth about life, understanding different correspondences and situational spaces that people be in, is all of us being spirits. Now, when you talk about life, it's kind of like this, right? Everybody's different. Shout out to Slipping 78. Everybody is different. You see what I'm saying? But you have to understand at the end of the day that a wise man once said it best one time. They said, when it comes to this game called life, you can either be in three situations, circumstances. And like I said, if you're not spiritual, don't even worry about this video. You can pass it up because this is mainly spiritual, but you can understand things from a broader perspective. He said there's three situations that you could be in. You could either be in a situation where you came down here and you either came down here with your ancestors or you came down here and you have what seems like connection with your ancestors, aka even if you're not aware of it, you all, and it's just play out as this. It's not spooky. It just play out as, even if you're not spiritual and you're not aware of spiritual things, you see what I'm saying? Or spirit guides or none of that. You just know that things play out in your life where you're always taken care of. So you ever be around those people who they're always being taken care of, like they're always in a situation where no matter what their wants and needs, especially their needs, are always being taken care of. You see what I'm saying? To the point where a person even take advantage of what they have. You know what I'm saying? They'll take for granted what they have that comes easier to them in their life, and look at you like you ain't doing something right or you ain't ish because you can't achieve the things at the same magnitude as they are. These be people who, no matter what situation they're in, nobody's perfect. So I'm not saying everything is perfect and you have perfect life. That's not what I'm saying. We all have our ups and downs on a percentage level, but it's a percentage level. And sometimes you get those people who, if they really going down with something, a person place a thing, a show out in their life that they can either grasp onto or make him in their life to help them. You see what I'm saying? Now, the second category is people who kind of like they already like their own source. So they get born into this reality, whether they from here or not, aka a starseed is a person that's not from here. But that's I'll get into that later or another video. But you may be a starseed or you may not be a starseed. You may be from this space, aka that just means you resonate with everything that this world has in it and the element that this world is in. So when it comes to business, politics, and things of this world and structure, you naturally resonate with that, right? But that's besides the point. If you're a person that came here as your own source, you don't really need help from other people, other individuals, or spirit guides or ancestors. You see what I'm saying? Because you already feel like you have the power, and you already 9 times out of 10 already have the power. These are people who It can play out in different ways. This is deep now, because it can play out in different ways. You could be a person who you are already your own source, but you did still come down here with some of your spirit group or your spiritual family or your spirit guides or your ancestors, whether they playing out in physical shapes and forms as far as being born out like you, like your family members, maybe you see what I'm saying, or maybe one of your best friends that no matter what, it's like they seem like y'all always get along real well and y'all feel like y'all family even if y'all ain't even blood. People like that, that's just real close, and it's like no matter what, nobody can really break y'all apart because y'all bond and strong spiritually. These people like that. Or it could be a situation where even if they're not playing out physically and you didn't physically get born out with them and they may just be in the spirit realm. So they may be your spiritual group. They may be your ancestors or your spirit guides. Either way, you know that they play out as an energy that is like no matter what, you always feel like um you got the source and you don't even necessarily even need them. Even if they can help you, you don't even need them. Right? And you can be a person who you come down here as your own source and you fully lonely. You don't have nobody you came down here with that's in the same spiritual group as you, or you don't have ancestors that you in contact with in this reality because you may be from a space far out. You see what I'm saying? Or your ancestors might have moved on to another reality, and so it's harder to get into contact with that. And so you kind of like on your own, you in like on your own type of circumstance. It can play out like that too. But either way, number two is if you already are your own source, whether you get help, need help, or you don't get help, it doesn't matter. You don't need nobody else in this reality to put you in a situation that you need to be in, physically or spiritually. That's an example of a person who you came down here as your own source. Now the third one is this, and none of these are inherently good or bad, but I'm gonna get into it. The third and last one, I said there was three. The third and last one is this, right? The third one is being in a situation where, um, shout out to subconscious community, they call it being left for dead, and this is the deepest one because being left for dead is a situation where you not only need help, right? Because you're not necessarily your own source. You not only need help in this reality to get to point A, point B, aka to get your wants and needs met. You not only don't feel like you even got the power yourself or your own source. You're 100% lonely while at it. You know what I'm saying? And this is the worst situation you get. A lot of people off themselves being in this space, right? Now this is just true though. A lot of people off themselves being in this space. That's why they call it left for dead, because what they're really trying to say is better off dead. But they're saying left for dead to give you a not only a good understanding, but a lighter, subtler way of saying it instead of just saying that okay, this person's in a situation where you know what I'm saying they at death ends. Because in this situation, you not only are not your own source, aka you need help from the external world. But since 9 times out of 10, people that are left for dead fully be star seeds, but they don't necessarily always have the source, and that just means they may come from a realm of reality or a different world that doesn't that the energies that world that they from is foreign to this world. You see what I'm saying? Like I mentioned before. So that just means when it comes to everything in this world, it's just earth element, structure, routine, being disciplined, being able to stay on task, being able to have motivation to get things done in your life and to be able to be in a situation to be sturdy and have structure. That's all that is, just earth element shit, being able to make a routine and structure out of your situation. You see what I'm saying? Scheduling, like that. Just everything that we get up every day and go to work. So this is our natural energies down here. You know what I'm saying? We take vitamins, nutrients, all that is earth energy, growth, building, routine, structure, pattern, all that stuff, right? So excuse me. That's just me giving an example. So if you're in a situation where you lack these energies, you may be a king in the world where you from as a star seed. You may be the most latest, most prestigious person in the world where you from. You know what I'm saying? You a star seed, but wherever star system you from, the world you from, even though you're not from Earth, in that world you may be lit, the most litest person, the biggest star, whatever. But when you come down here, this ain't really your energy signature. So it plays out as you being a dud. These are people who you're gonna be looked at as weird. You're gonna be looked at as left alone. You're gonna be the black sheep. You're gonna be in situations where this earth is a energy is not catering to your energies because it don't f with your energies and your energies don't f with it. So it's like these be the first people to off themselves because they be in situations where they be fully lonely and there's nothing for them to attract to. So they not only don't have spiritual ancestors down here because they're either too far away or they jump from their own pond, aka their own world, and decided to come here on their own. But it also can be a situation too, where 9 times out of 10 it is, where they don't even necessarily always have the source because they're in a whole foreign land, in a foreign world that their energies are not familiar to. So it's not about right and wrong or meaning that, you see what I'm saying, they small spirited and none of that. It just may mean that they may have not have had experience in the earth element, because this is not the earth element, the only earth element. Earth itself, what we call earth, this planet, is not the only earth element world. There's plenty of earth element worlds, but a person dealing in this situation may not have that much experience in the earth element, period. You see what I'm saying? So this world, this space in general, because there's always space within space, and the space right next to another space is going to be more familiar. So that's why I'm breaking down space. So they may be from a world that's further out that deals with a whole bunch of other elements and other alchemical elemental energies and different energies that may not deal with this earth growth shit. It may be other shit. You see what I'm saying? And so when they come here, they may be unfamiliar. So it plays out them as them not having their 1-2 as much. So they may be more like need others help. But this is why they say people like this off themselves more, because it's kind of like a what's the point energy. Because you'll be in a situation where you not only feel like you not only feel like you don't have the energy to become your own source and to manifest what you need in this reality physically, but it also play out as like you're not necessarily getting help from your family, your peers, certain called friends or acquaintances. You see what I'm saying? You probably don't have any of those to begin with. You probably don't even have friends, not to not 10. See what I'm saying? Because some people come down here and it maybe does, but they might manifest it, come into this reality with other like-minded spirits like them. So they may still feel like a black sheep and be a black sheep, but though they may have that 1, 2, 3, 4 group of friends that is just as weird as them, just as unique as them, just as starseed as them, just as far as them, because they share spirits. So they may all be starseeds and not from this place, and maybe looked at as weird by this overall world and people in general, but they get to be amongst each others and grow and build together. But if you was buried and you came down here and you don't even have that, I'm talking about you all alone, you're not even your own source, you're not getting help from the external world or people, places, and things physically. And since you came down here, you so far, you foreign to this place, you're not even with your ancestors or spirit guides. Now, at times out of 10, you left for dead because a wise teacher, spiritual teacher once said this. Shout out to Lolo Pi Man. He say, yeah, you realize, say, if you're in a situation like this, or you in a situation where you need help from the external world, but you can't get it, and you forced to have to live like that. It's like he said he rather die. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not putting nothing on nobody. This is I just take it to your water to understand what's going on. Some of y'all gonna be like, oh, I'm a star seed, and they don't even be that. Some of y'all just be in your own fight in your own life. But I ain't even gonna get into that. But wrapping it up, just understanding that's how things play out. Because you got certain people, like I talked to bro the other day, right? And I had this conversation with myself before many years ago, and many other people that we all have experienced certain things. But when you talk about being a starseed, it gets deep because you may be in a situation where you're forced to have to learn everything on your own, do everything on your own, and while that may build strength, you got to look at it like this. Everybody got different attributes, exaltations, and debilitations. Some people will look at another person and judge them, but they may not understand. Sometimes it may not always be that person's fault. And so if you already a star seed, you already not from here, aka you from a whole other star system in the world, you really weren't even supposed to come here to begin with. But it's not a right and wrong in the spiritual world. It's just where you at. It's just a here and now. It's not a way, it's not a this, that, right, wrong, black, white, up, none of that direction, none of that. It just is what it is. It's just space and location. Y'all, you just chose to come here. That's not right or wrong. But everything has its in and out. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing that's inherently right or wrong. But you kind of like wasn't really supposed to come here in so many words, because it's like you are an archetype that is not of this world. So it's not bad that you came here, and there's even some benefits sometimes. Like it's since you flew into this place, these are some elements and energies that you can accumulate. So when you go back to where you from, you have a more expanded spirit now. So you even more of a source. But at the same time, when you going 9 times 10 and dealing with this element in the first place, but it's kind of like that paradox thing, because it don't matter either. Your spirit is still more expanded from that. So it's like that's why I say there's no right and wrong in the true universe, in the true spirit realm. That's important for you to know. But all in all, you do need to know you technically kind of really wasn't really supposed to really be here, because your spirit is not from here. You see, a spirit, a person that's from here is gonna be a person that they naturally already get accepted. You see what I'm saying? They may be a celebrity faster than you, or they may be. It don't even have to be as extreme as being a star all the time. You just may be in a situation where things are naturally more taken care of in your life. Everybody not gonna be a star because that's more of a spiritual expansion thing. You may just be in a situation where you get more catering to in your own personal life. Even if you do live in a small town and you got a smaller life, your needs are met. You don't have to worry as much. And you can get in certain situations with little to no effort as much as another person because your energy is naturally going here. So everything is occurring in flow. But since you naturally in this space and from this space, you naturally go with that current of that flow. Matter of fact, things in this world you probably agree with a lot more than the person that's foreign. You might not give a hell and might agree more with politics and things of this world and the structure and the ways of doing things here. Just because of the simple fact that you're naturally from this space, period. But if you're a Starseed, you're going to automatically be a black sheep because everything that you believe in is going to be foreign to this space and foreign to what people think is right here. You see what I'm saying? So that's how that play out. But you have to understand. Think back to the Starseed thing though, right? Like you being left for dead, aka the third one I was talking about. You being a person where you not only not from here, you also didn't even come here with spirit guides or ancestors. So you not only spiritually feel left alone, you also physically are lonely, literally, because you came down here by yourself and you're not of this world. So you don't get help spiritually, aka ancestors, spirit guides, because they far off in the world you from. They far off, you know what I'm saying? You detached and came all the way here by yourself. And you didn't even come with nobody came with you. You see what I'm saying? Because some people they may come with a twin flame or a soulmate or a spirit guide that come into a vessel with them and get physically born out together. Y'all may be, you see what I'm saying? Best friends, y'all lifelong partners and commitments. But in my mind, I'm gonna just say it, cause f this channel. But if you in a situation where it's that deep and you all by yourself and you have a hard time becoming your own source because you're not familiar with this in reality and you're not from here and you a star seed and you don't even got nobody even in your own life that be on the same frequency and vibration as you, that you can have like a soul group or a spirit guide or a twin flame and experience none of these things, you better off going. I'm not gonna lie, you better off going. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I support a lot of that stuff because most of us, even people that are from here, life don't always be worth living. But it's not even about getting into that because you know how it be, but you know how it is on YouTube. But it's just understanding that everything is a but everything is a percentage of it, like I talked about before. So if, like I told old boy, if you in a situation, you know you're a black sheep, you know you're not from this world. You got a lot of layers to it. I told him, I said, you know you're not from this world. You already a starseed, aka you already not technically supposed to be here anyway. But since there's no right and wrong in the spiritual world, and you can still expand and grow from these things, it is what it is. But you already not from here and supposed to be here. Then too, you in a situation where um you know you already conscious and shit. You conscious, so you got enough light to go somewhere else. It's not like you're stuck and trapped like a lot of these other spirits. And you in a situation where your family kind of opposes you. You a black sheep. You know what I'm saying? AKA you be around a bunch of family members who you feel like you don't really get along with or you don't resonate with, and you know that they in different things than you are. They may stuff their head in religion all day, and Christianity or Islamic or whatever the hell religion all day, and the shit that you were they can't even come to grasp upon. You see what I'm saying? And they fight you about it, and you can't even put them on it if you wanted to because they vibrating so different from you. That's like hell, and then you have a harder time getting your one two in this in reality because you're not from here. So it's not like a person that's lazy, or it's not like a person is like, oh no, I ain't shit. It's not even that. It's just you may have certain debilitations. A lot of people have debilitations in their chart and in their energies. You know, a lot of star seeds have a lot of fixed stars and multiple of them. People with fixed stars are the fastest people to leave this earth and off themselves because it's not because they weak. It's their inner reality that is easily overwhelmed by them because of the energies that they carry. And that's what y'all don't really understand. It's not about a right and wrong thing, a strong or this and that. It's about energies and how they play out and how things angle each other. And so a lot of people got a lot of people in these situations have a lot of debilitations, meaning that person may get mad at them like, oh, you can't do this, you're not working your job, you're not doing this, but you don't know they may have a debilitation in certain houses that deal with work and career and shit like that. And you don't know it's on because they're not from here. So they probably trying in their life. They probably did everything they could do. But because of their own elemental energies and makeup, it's harder for them to get their one too. And you not you as whoever listen to this, I'm saying you as in the people out there in general, naturally bash them and make them feel bad, not knowing that it's not even their fault. They're in a situation where they can't even really expand the way they want to if they wanted to. I never forget when whatchamacallit, the spiritual teacher was saying how when we talk about especially astrology, when we talk about houses and stuff, if you're a person and you got an empty house, you just gotta work that the best way you can because that means that you naturally don't put that much energy into it, but you're also debilitated almost in the sense because you naturally don't have any energy in the house. See, when you got signs and planets in the house and whatever area of life the house deal with, that's the area of life is dealing with, right? So if you got energy and signs and planets in that house, that's like your energy. This is all you. These are your energies, your chakras. So that means you got more attention and light that you got in these areas. You got more will, more control, and more attention on these areas and force. But if you're empty, you don't have as much attention on these energies, right? So it'd be harder for you to get your 1-2 in that area of life than another person and can get taken advantage of faster by another person that do because you lack energy in it. You see what I'm saying? It's like say you talk about your money and career house, the second and 10th house, 10, 6, second, all those are earth houses. If all these are empty, it don't matter what a person tell you. You're in a situation where you're debilitated. It don't matter how hard you work. I guarantee you won't become a millionaire physically, or if it is, it ain't gonna be based upon you working hard because it would have to be you either getting help or you would have to get through some whole other way that don't deal with those energies period because you're debilitated. So a person look at you like you doing something wrong, not knowing you're naturally debilitated, so you can't even you could do 1,000 things in with work and apply for 1,000,000 jobs. Your energies naturally already are debilitated, so you're not gonna get help in that area. You're not gonna get put on. Matter of fact, things are actually gonna come out more so as obstacles than anything, and you have to work twice, if not 3 times as hard, just to get your foot in that area. You see what I'm saying? And then also here's another thing, depending on how deep the debilitation is, because um, you know what I'm saying, different signs, different planets, certain planets are farther out. So the energy that they carry, if they rule that sign of that house that you got empty, it'll be extra hard for you to get your hand and grip on that. Even harder than it was if it wasn't, because it's farther out. Because we have more access to the planets that are closer to us. You see what I'm saying? Like Saturn, Mars, like that. But I'm getting too deep into astrology. I'm not trying to make this astrology channel, because a lot of y'all may not be into that, and that's not fair for me to do that. But that's how that plays out. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying everybody has debilitations. Period. Take Don't even look at astrology. Just look at debilitation. When it comes to different areas of life, it could be sex, sexual. It could be relationships in general, like just general, genuine relationships of all sorts. It could be work and career. It could be your creativity. It could be the realm of sleep and dreams, spirituality, philosophy, all that. Different. How these are all different areas of life. Some people naturally have debilitations, meaning they don't have that much of access to that energy, no matter how hard they try. So the best thing they have to do is utilize the energies that they best have, that they can try to amplify on it the best way they can. But depending on that, it still could be a lot harder for them. So that's why I say like a lot of like people, you got all these debilitations and shit. Like I said, you a star seed, you already a black sheep. You know what I'm saying? You by yourself and shit. And then it's worse. I feel like it's worse if you're conscious aware, because here's the thing. It's better spiritually, so when you die you can go to a higher reality and experience a better life, absolutely. But I'm saying while you physically alive, it'd be harder for you because um a lot of that you learn, you're this big source spiritually, but you may have a harder time bending that into the physical realm of reality because you're naturally debilitated when it comes to your earth elements. And it's also like this too. It's also sucks too, or even on the mundane level, because a lot of the spiritual that you be learning, if you like real conscious, it be some fire, wicked, hard knowledge that niggas be learning, but you can't even utilize that down here because you don't even be with soulmates and twin flames or spiritual guides. You see what I'm saying? Or people that's just on the same vibration and frequency as you, that think the same and feel the same as you, that are into the same thing as you. You can't even manifest them because you so foreign, and you didn't even come down here with them because it's so far out, and you chose to come here down yourself, got lost into this reality. So you can't even experience the shit that you even learning. That's why I be telling niggas like, really, I'm not even trying to sugarcoat. If y'all take down the channel, you take down my channel. But I just feel like life ain't really worth living in that situation. I'm sorry, but I just gotta be real. I just gotta be real with it. I just gotta be real with it. That's why they try to take Bobby Hemmett down, because he was saying some real shit that a lot of people ain't want to really hear. And they tried to take his shit down, you see what I'm saying? But it didn't work. And a lot of other people came down here was teaching real knowledge too. But they hate when you speak on death, but it's such a serious thing. And it's not telling nobody to do anything. It's about understanding where you at in life and the energies that you have access to and how to best work with it more than anything. I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but I also understand there's no right and wrong in any of this. But you got to be real with yourself and know the energies you got before you let another motherfucker tell you what you should and shouldn't do. That's another thing, see. But anyway, because another person not necessarily experience what you experiencing that by yourself, and this person, somebody else may be in a better situation. They may not be as immobilized or debilitated in that energy, and they're trying to tell you what you should do. Yet that's that energy I said before the first hand. They'll take advantage of it and look at you like you crazy, not knowing that they just taking advantage and taking for granted something that they naturally have access energy to, and they don't even know that they do. They just think that it's just happening and that it's something that they working hard for, and that don't necessarily be the case. But that's just how that be. So like I said, when it come down to people being star seeds, and like I said, you already in a family you don't necessarily resonate with, and you have a harder time getting along with, and you feel like you gotta be stuck around them because you don't have enough earth energies to be on your own because you lack that earth energy down here, and then you can't even grasp to any other people that's a part of your spiritual family, like twin flames, soul mates, soul groups, spiritual friends, or people that's just into the same thing that you in and think and feel similar to you. You see what I'm saying? Because you that lonely, and then on top of that, then you not, and since that's the case, you not experiencing no relationships. You see what I'm saying? Spiritually, and and you be in a situation where you probably not even getting no punani, or if you're a woman, you're not even getting no D. So it's like you not even get to experience your lower mundane sexual pleasures. And then here's the thing. Here's what that all boils down to. Since you down here like that, you can't even experience the things that you constantly aware of. So you constantly aware of all these different spiritual things and the importance, and you can do all this good shit and tantra and the spirituality of sex and how potent sex is and these different things that you can use to liberate your spirit. These different chakra works and Reiki, these different techniques, the power of getting together, rituals you can do with others. All this shit you learn, all this good juicy information that you can't even do with nobody else because you're so alone. So to me, it's like what's the point? But it's like I get it. You still needed that gas, aka that light, aka that's knowledge. That's why they call it enlightenment. That's inner light. That's what a star is. So you can die. When you die, you'll go be big enough to become a star. You can actually live a better life where none of this bullshit exists anyway. That's why I say that's a better life anyway. That's why I say. So if you're already in that situation, what's the point of holding back and being like, nah, I need to stay here? When 90% of the world don't, 90% of the world life not even worth living, even if they actually are from here, because of how mundane this from reality is. But that's another video because I ain't trying to get into this shit because they still experiencing a lot better than you. But if you know you that bad into this shit, I feel like what's the point of playing with it? That's how I look at it. But I mean, I know y'all gonna hate me for that shit. I'm not trying to tell nobody what to do. I'm just being real. It's like, what's the point of playing with that if you know your reality? You see what I'm saying? And it's that bad because I feel like what's the point? You conscious? I can look at it like this: you conscious and all that shit, but you can't even use this shit in your own life because of how lonely you may be, or how far away you are from your, you know what I'm saying? Can't like-minded spirits like you, like you know. And you gotta look at it like this: if you a star seed, you already not supposed to be here anyway. So all your bliss, all your energy, your people, your spiritual family is in a whole other reality. What the fuck is he doing anyway? No, hell no, hold the fuck on. I'm gonna say it because I'm gonna talk my shit for this last 2 minutes. I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm gonna talk my shit, y'all. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna just say I was holding out for 28 minutes because I know that you can't say certain things on YouTube, but I'm gonna just be real and say it real instead of holding out. That's why I sound chopped because I was holding back. But what I'm really trying to say is, if you a star seed, and this go for me too, anybody that's spirit that's a star seed, and you from another star system, if you a star seed, number one, you already ain't even from here. So you already shouldn't give a fuck about life because this ain't even your, these ain't even, the spirits that's floating around here ain't even your spiritual guides and ancestors anyway. That's why you feel so alone. That's why you don't get help. These spirits ain't manifesting you in no better situation. You out here lonely as fuck, right? And he ain't still don't get no help, not physically or spiritually. So the energy don't even go in your favor here. One, number two, you already ain't from here. Period. So all your energy and spiritual family, spiritual mothers, aunties, sister, all that shit is in a whole other reality. It's a whole planet and world where you from that you can go back to and you can become exalted and all that shit and be at home and be at rest and peace and things come naturally and easy. Now I'm not saying it's all bad coming here because you get to learn some shit and build strength and toughness too, so you can take back with you. But I'm just saying, be real with yourself. If you know if you know more percentage of that is just train wrecks and trial and tribulation that you already unexperienced. You see what I'm saying? And you just keep experiencing this routine. That shit ain't worth living for. And so you already not from here. All your shit is already out there anyway. What's the point of this book? Period. There's no reason to hold this shit. And then 9 times out of 10, you gotta be stuck around individuals that's not in the same spiritual group as you, so y'all don't see things similar, y'all don't think the same frequency, or feel the same things about stuff emotionally, vibration. Y'all not on the same frequency or vibration, and then you being around people that didn't manifest in the negative experiences, and you wondering why, and it's just like that's miserable. And then this, and then you live your life thinking like, oh well, maybe this is for a purpose, maybe this is building my strength to do this and do that. You start realizing at the end of the day, it's not. You should live your whole life like that because there is no spiritual guys down here for you because you in a whole form from a reality. A lot of y'all niggas need to go back home. But see, the government, the reason why they'll take down a video like this is because they don't want y'all to know that type of shit. They don't want y'all to get hooked up on what's actually going on, and then y'all wondering why y'all live lonely lives. Man, I looked at the the off rate. I'm calling it the off rate, but I'm really talking about the Sue. You know what word? That word. Man, it's like 1 million people, 2 million people that do this every year just in the United States alone. That letting you know a lot of people catching on. That's like with that Martian. I can't even say the dude name. They'll definitely flag my channel. I can't even say the dude name. But damn, I can't even. I almost said his name too, but I don't even know if I can even say the dude name. But I'm gonna say his first name was Marshall. And then around 1997, there was a situation where he made like 37 some people do whatever. I ain't gonna say the name because I ain't even finna get into that shit. I ain't even get into that shit. Hell no. But anyway, that's how that play out. But a lot of people understand that death is the highest frontier. It's not the end. It's what you call death is life. What you call life now is actually death. Everything down here is actually dead. You think you alive. You're not even really alive. You really dead. That's why everything down here is death. Everything down here dies. Trees die, animals die, humans die, everything. This is the realm of death. This ain't no happy realm of life and joy and higher nature shit and bliss. This a low ass dimmer. All this you gotta wake up every man 9 times out of 10. You doing shit you don't even want to do. You working hard for some shit that 9 times out of 10 ain't even promised. It's not even applicable. The only real riches be the people that's like 5%. What they say, the rich, the millionaires is like 5%. I think 200. Once you get $250,000 in America, that's considered 5%. So y'all fighting for chump change down here. This world ass. Don't let nobody tell you that this shit worth living for. Don't even. I'm not even getting into that. But that was my whole point. Excuse me. I'm sorry I had to go through that rant. But yeah, I'm gonna leave. But I want to touch on that because that's how I really get. That's all. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna get up out of here though. I'm gonna get up out of here. But yeah, that's how that plays out. So there's no reason to be fiddle around when you know you're a star seed, especially when you're alone. Because it's like once you especially if you're conscious and you're a star seed, because it's like you get to be aware of all this shit. You get to be aware of all this higher knowledge and things you can do spiritually. You see what I'm saying with other people, these different. Like I said, it's a lot of different stuff, secrets you learn you can do. But it's like you don't even have nobody to even do them with half the time. So it's like, what's the point of learning all this knowledge if you can't even do it? You can't even experience it. And that's why I say. And then if you are lonely, is one thing. But at least if you're gonna be lonely, at least be able to become your own source in the physical realm. AKA find and have enough money and currency that you can have to at least be your own source and live down here on your own without needing help. So you can you know what I'm saying? Have your own financial freedom. I'm not saying you gotta be rich, but I'm saying at least have enough that you can sport off on your own, swim on your own down here in the physical realm. Because if you can't do that, you really meant to like die. You really ain't no reason to live. I ain't gonna lie. So a lot of people just be down here just wasting their time, and then they think it's the right thing to do, but that really be y'all spirit, cause y'all don't know how y'all spirit talk to you. Your spirit really be talking to you through situations and shit, but it be so less dense. You think it's something that it ain't. And that's why y'all be in the same situation over and over again. Your spirit not gonna put you in no situation for you to just keep being in over and over again. And hell, if you constantly being in the same situation, that's your spirit letting you know, okay, this ain't worth being in. Get out of that situation. And if you so debilitated that you have a hard time getting out, that's your spirit letting you know, time to check out. But hey, I'm finna get up out of here. But that's how it is, because your spirit taught you through situations. So especially if you're a person that's been months and years, and especially if you've been trying to get out of it. It's one thing if you're just a lazy dud and you don't even try to get out of your circumstance situation. But if you know you really been trying and fighting and looking and researching, that energy you put into learning, studying ways to get out of your situation, learning things to do, manifestation, going in the physical realm and doing things, trying to find this, apply for this, applications, this and then the third, finding the best way you can network and all kind of shit. And it's like no matter what you do, it still fail. That's like your spirit letting you know, especially if you're continuously in it. That's like your spirit letting you know, nigga, this energy, this world is washed. Especially if you're a starseed. I think really if you're a starseed, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. If you're a starseed, 9 times 10, unless you, I'm gonna give you all the beans. This is gonna wrap it up perfectly, cause this gonna take all the talking and all the mumbo jumbo out of it. This gonna end it. I'ma land the plane with this. If you a starseed, I'm not even gonna give you that much grace as somebody else that's just small spirited and struggling, cause at least they can kind of build and grow in different things. If you a starseed and you down here, you really ain't really supposed to be here anyway. Cause I look at it like this: this ain't even your home. Fact. So if you a starseed, the only reason you need to be down here is if you're in a situation where you can be a Bobby Hemmett or Uriel, you know what I'm saying, the pilot man, or be a Seven Bomar, or be a some spiritual teacher where your energy and your light can be reciprocated down here to the point where you basically gain a large traction. You see what I'm saying? Or to the point where you can teach people. That's one. AKA being a source that you can teach people down here, and people are receptive to your energy. You see what I'm saying? Or or at least being down here to the point where you don't. Or number two is at least being down here where you can be your own source. And even if you're not teaching people or can attract a lot of people to you, you still your own source. So you can still live your life and experience the way down here and be free as you please. But if you was thirsty and you already not from here, nigga, and you goddamn down here and you have a hard time getting your one two down here on the earth, I mean, and being and able to be free, and you feel like you gotta. You can't get your 1 2 like that, and you kind of stuck, and you need the help of others and shit. Nah, nigga, you're better off dead. Just period. I ain't lie. I know I went through all that other shit because I was just giving people a better perspective of how to go about it. But I'm not gonna sit and bullshit you. If you a starseed and you're not either a source for others to basically to gravitate towards you or to teach others, and it's being reciprocated and respected down here, or if you're not in a situation where even if you are still alone and you're not gravitating any energy towards you, you still enough of your source to be free and swim down here in this current in this world what we call Earth and can be free. You can be financially free to the point where you can experience and do all the things you want to do down here. If you can't do that shit and you're not even experiencing like that and you can't do that shit, your ass is better off dead. That's on my folks. That's on my grandma. I ain't gonna say a lot of you. That is true. If you a star seed, you not even from this realm of reality. So you can't sit here get mad at me and tell me I'm wrong. You already not from this realm of reality, nigga. You already weren't supposed to come here, especially if it's that if that you that far. Cause sometimes you may go a little bit farther out from where you from, but not too far from the boat, aka your world. So even though it's like it's kind of unfamiliar, but it's got enough familiarity for you to be a little bit comfortable. Like it's still got an uncomfortability in it, but it's you still got comfortability in it too, because it's still a sense of familiarity. You can slowly inch your way out and go out inch by inch. That's really what you're supposed to do. But we all niggas be jumping all the way far from where y'all from, and I don't know what the hell y'all be doing, jumping all the way from the world y'all from, and jumping all the way into somebody else's pool and world. That's where y'all be effing up. That's kind of unwise a little bit too from a spiritual perspective. But you may think shit gravy because you feel like it's a new experience, so you don't know what to expect. See, see, I know what I'm talking about. But listen, that's how that play out. So, like I said again, if you're a star seed and you can at least attract enough people, you can get enough traction of people that you can teach and get and receive your energy off of, or at least be in a situation where if you can't do that, have enough source of energy to be able to be financially free and be free down here and become your own source physically free with money and stuff to be able to do what you want to do, so you can still learn from the earth element through that. You know what I'm saying? Being free and doing what you want, please. You can't do that. You brought out dead as a star. So not gonna lie. And anything trying to keep you alive is bullshit. Guaranteed is bullshit. There's gonna be all kind of shit trying to tell you that you should stay. That's just to keep your own misery running and waste your time. Whereas other places you can fucking be. This earth ain't even all that. Is period. This world ass period. You see what I'm saying? This world ass period. This world ain't that great period. You see what I'm saying? This ain't shit period. This already a smaller earth. This not even a massive earth. This a small earth. Y'all upholding this shit. There's plenty of other realities out here. There's trillions of realities out here. Trillions. With many different millions of life in it. Think about all the bodies a spirit will take down here, from smallest to low. Now we humans, so we maxed out down here. We didn't expand it. But think about you had all kind of bugs, fish. That's not even talking about the ocean creatures. Just think about the bugs, worms, critters, small animals, regular animals. You know what I'm saying? Medium animals, large animals, air creatures like birds, flight. Then you got the ocean. You know what I'm saying? It's many run, and then just one world, just this one world, and there's trillions of whole worlds too. So yeah, it's plenty of realities you can be out here. So y'all be wasting the hell out of y'all time down here. In general, not even if you ain't a star seed. 9 out of 10, most people are better off not here. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cause life's so effed up now. We in like the Kali Yuga stages. We like at the end of the world now. Everything drained up now. That's why shit stopped being real after like 2005, after 2000. Now you know I know what I be talking about. Cause I got science to my shit. But if you too young and you don't know, it's whatever. I ain't that old either, but I'm just saying I know. But shit, that's why everything died around. I'm gonna do another video about this, but that's why everything died around like 2005. Everything really died before that anyway. Like once you got in 2000, shit really died anyway. But there was still an instance of energy that lingered for a little bit, for just a couple years after that. That we still could jump into certain creativity. This is why nothing is creative no more, because there's no more life. This world is dead. And y'all think you mean physically all the time. No, things transpire spiritually first before they get physical. So this world been dead for like years. That's why everything fell off. And y'all think y'all like, but really we all like alone down here, like in darkness. Y'all really don't know it. I'm telling you, that's why a lot of people that died. The veil is thinner now. So a lot of spirits either are leaving a lot more easier and passing on more easier, or getting evaporated more so nowadays because we're in a higher current. Or it could be both. So this is why I feel like the spirit realm been a lot quiet lately. Like it ain't the same, and that's why like the sun don't shine the same way it is no more. It don't shine yellow like it is no more. It's more UV because it's really getting further away from us. But it's because we actually is when they say like Earth is rising at 5D higher consciousness. This is a real thing. And so the water current is higher. This is why our sea levels are the way that they are, and all kind of shit. It's a science to all this shit. This is why the creativity ain't strong like it used to be. This is why it's hard for people to have their own creativity. The movies kind of suck, you know what I'm saying? The only reason we think this should be alright, the video games suck. The only reason we think it should be alright is because we don't ran out of creativity so long ago. We don't we used to this shit now. So any little spark of something they give us that's new, we just go crazy about it because that's all we got in the first place. But had that not been the case, what difference would they make in the first place? All this shit ass, the music ass, the movies ass, the music ass, the video games trash, uh, everything down here just suck. Everybody ran out of ideas. Everybody's on YouTube watching Pop the Balloons. Everything is chaos. These dumb racial wars coming up again. It gets 2026. If we ascended, we supposed to been out of this dumb shit. How y'all still fighting race wars? Oh, that black dude over there. Oh, that white. Like, you still dealing with this in 2026? You know this world about to end. You know it's well over. I don't even know why. That's why I say I don't even know why y'all be playing. That's why I say like in this time, if it was any other time, I could have heard and smelt y'all. Y'all still would have been wrong, but I could have felt you because you didn't know no better. But in this time, the 2026, if you still fighting for life, and you need to live in this and all this shit, and you not letting people know that, bro, but this world is better than realities out here, you kind of lost. Cause this world already dead. So if you just say, if you a person saying I kind of want to live long, I want to live 70, you like a fool. Hemet once said that shit. He kind of right. He's like it is an ancient Egypt book that said only a fool lives long. If you trying to live long, this is my reality now. And I was back then. You trying to live long now in this dumbass world? You just a fucking fool. Especially now, because I mean you got access to this shit. You got access to knowledge of what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So if you just like, man, I want to live 70, 80, 90 years old, you just sitting and that's what you want to do, you just a dumbass. You're not spiritual or anything. You just a fool. Only a fool would think like that. Y'all not spiritual or none of that. Y'all all fake faultiness. That's why y'all fall out half the time. But I ain't trying to get into that. I ain't even trying to get into that, but um I'm just rambling now. I'm just spitting some game, but yeah. But that's why everything is dead now. And a lot of spirits passed on for real. Especially a lot of melanin spirits. No, some white spirits pass on too, but they have a different alchemy. It's not about right and wrong. It's not about what you can and can't do. It's not that. It's just there's a different vibration. So a lot of the time, melanin people already have a certain type of attribute to them that can allow them to like move a certain way spiritually because we already vibrate a certain way. If you don't know that, you just an idiot. Because if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't have soul and all that shit and be known that that's what we known for. And everything is. I ain't even trying to get into all that shit because I don't feel like proving no point. But you know, a lot of these spirits basically passed on right now. And That's why it's been so quieter. That's why it's like not the same no more. At one point, like back in like '05 and before, it was easier to contact certain shit. Like it was easier to, cause just look at his energy. It was the energy down here was different. It felt more alive. That's why you see those nostalgic videos they be playing, and like the sun, there be old pictures, it be old pictures, but the sun be hitting different. The mornings look a little bit more beautiful. They look different. Um, it looked more like life. Things now look a little bit more decrepit. Like things is different now. Like the energy ain't the same. Shit ain't fun. The food don't taste the same. They put shit in it. The candy don't taste the same. The snacks don't taste the same. Nothing is the same. Everything died. That's just everything is died out. That's why I say this earth is dying, idiots. Not you, whoever watching me, but I'm saying the earth is dying. That's what y'all don't get. This is not like a game. It's not nothing. Nobody sitting up here to make fun about. It's not entertainment. The earth is dying. Shit is washed and y'all next. So all y'all thinking y'all just finna cruise up? No, you ain't. Cause these wars and everything going on, don't think these things are happening for a reason. A lot of this shit propaganda anyway. They got other reasons why they causing these things to bomb your ass and to make it seem like it was a war. Cause they know this the end too. So why they go in their underground tunnels and they knock a lot of us off? But I ain't so they can create their new world because they know this shit washed. But y'all wouldn't know that. You wouldn't know that. But I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all get enlightened. Is what y'all do. You get enlightened and you build your own source the best way you can. That's what you do right here. That's all you need to worry about. Other than that, it's beautiful. Y'all get right and catch up with y'all later. It's much love.